What is going on? This is Shaylin from Altcoin Buzz here to report the news for today. So let's get straight into it. So we do have this article from Metro today. So Bitcoin price booms after the US Senate cryptocurrency hearing reassures the market and boosts the value of Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoins, and all types of altcoins in the market. So we are starting to see a bit of a bounce in the market. Of course, guys, I don't personally believe that we are fully out of trouble as of yet, but it certainly is good news. I mean, any news is just good news at this point in time, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to follow forward. But it goes on to say that Bitcoin is booming today after the US Senate discussed the possibility of introducing new laws to combat the volatility of cryptocurrencies and stop digital currencies from being used by scammers and terrorists. So it looks like they're taking more of a opportunist point of view, and they're just trying to stop bad people from using it from the wrong reasons, such as scammers, terrorists, money launderers, and people like that, and I really like the approach that they are looking at it. They're not fully just banning it outright like China. China just took a blind eye completely to it, just banned altogether, mining, ICOs, and just made it really hard for people to get involved with cryptocurrencies. Well, it seems like the US Senate is taking a more, likable approach in terms of this. So I really want to see how this goes, but I don't believe that we are fully out of the deep end just yet. But of course, the more good news we get, the better it will be. Speaking about Bitcoin's price, so Bitcoin rockets, so the market crackdown will see cryptocurrencies thrive after the wild price ride. So Bitcoin regulators could allow cryptocurrencies to thrive and protect investors despite leading to sharp price collapses, according to this reveal. So we have started to see, uncertainty over regulatory crackdowns, around the world. For example, China, Spain, and a whole bunch of other countries just look at this. Even France, for instance, talking about it as being fraud and being overvalued and there's no real form of payment. Well, it seems that, what they're trying to do is just really force the price all the way down. I mean, there's certainly a lot of manipulation. To say that there is no manipulation in the market would be completely wrong not to say, because it certainly looks like that. It looks like they're just trying to just dive the price all the way down in order that they can just accumulate it at a really good price and just scare out the weak hands, as a lot of people are saying. But again, guys, this is just what this article is indicating. I don't know whether or not, we are actually seeing mass manipulation right now, but it certainly looks like that is the picture being painted. So Bitcoin crushed. So banks responsible for bursting the cryptocurrency bubble but hold a liquidity key. So Bitcoin is being crashed and banks are being responsible for bursting the cryptocurrency bubble after value plummets last week. The chair of the Department of Economics at Long Island University has claimed this. So it seems that they are taking this approach. It seems that banks really are manipulating it as much as possible. And he goes on to say that declared that banks could have been responsible for making the bubble worse than it actually could have been. So it seems like, we would have seen this correction, but banks are just making this an overall worse condition. And now we're starting to see, with people adding more fees on their credit cards, some credit card companies, even in New Zealand, I can't even buy cryptocurrency here because my bank has stopped me from just ultimately using my credit card in order to buy cryptocurrencies. So it seems like they're just making the situation even worse and just spreading a mass fear. But I'd really like to see if there's any new updates on this. Speaking of credit cards, FuzeX announces a partnership with a legendary cryptocurrency pioneer Charlie Sherm. So if you guys are not sure what Fuse is, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I believe it's right. It's essentially like a debit card. So imagine that you are going to a dinner, for instance, right? And you have a debit card and you have, like, let's say a business, a personal, and you have all these different types of business cards. Imagine just having one card with all of that. Well, that is exactly what this card does. It's a digital Visa debit card or digital credit card. And you can just press this button to just skip between accounts and so forth like this. Recently, they've just allowed, to add cryptocurrency. So as you can see on this, you can see how much this person has in Dash and the value it is currently. So you can see that this person has 4.97 of Dash, and that's equated to $1,816. So now they've just posted an update that they announced a partnership with Bitcoin pioneer Charlie Sherm, who will serve as an advisor for the FuzeX Global Payment Solution Project. So I'd really like to see how this advances. Of course, right now, with all these banks adding all of these fees, I mean, if this is a viable solution, I would certainly use it. I'm certainly looking to see how this updates, and as well as the security, because I think that might also be a problem. But it certainly looks like it is a step in the right direction. I'd really like to see, more innovation with regards to this, because with the banks really owning the monopoly and then keeping all of our money and then stopping us from really spending it on what we want to do, I really want to see more innovation like this moving forward in 2018. So IOTA is in the news today. So IOTA partners with one of the giant countries in Asia, and if you guys are taking a guess at what giant country this is Taiwan. So Taiwan is one of the giants in Asia and has noticed IOTA. In its actual sense, it is a tangible technology used in the blockchain of the cryptocurrencies of the authorities in Taipei, which is a capital city in Taiwan, and they're very interested in this. The reason why they're interested in this is because they want to become a digital city, and they've recognized that this technology, blockchain technology, could really help them advance. So I really want to see how IOTA is really going to pan out for the future. It certainly looks like they are getting even more partnerships, and they're just taking in more people on their team. So we just got this article today from Android Authority. So a man is suing T-Mobile after losing $20,000 in cryptocurrency. So a man in Washington has over $20,000 in cryptocurrency stolen from him, and he believes that the hackers hacked him through a port-out scam to gain access to the funds, and that was a cost over T-Mobile. So if this is true, T-Mobile will be an unwritten compliance and a Class B felony, so they will be sued for this. But what I find really interesting about this article is that the $20,000 which this guy has is a combination of OMG tokens, so Omisi Go tokens, and BitConnect coins. And as you know, the BitConnect has really just tanked. According to a lot of people, it is a supposed scam and a Ponzi scheme, and there really is no value in that. So I guess it's up to each person. I'm not going to bash on BitConnect right now, because I do know that we still have some people in our community still holding on to BitConnect coins. In my personal opinion, I don't really think that BitConnect is really doing anything. But, it's really interesting to see that, Omisi Go and BitConnect coins. Is he claiming this just because of the drastic drop in BitConnect coins? I'm really following this article very closely just to see how this is going to pan out, because from the looks of it, anyone can just say that, I just lost all this money and then, and try and just get more money from another person who supposedly you are using their service. So I just want to see how this pans out. Of course, I'm not calling this guy a liar by any means, but I just want to see how this article pans out because I find it very interesting. So Nem is also on Twitter, and they just posted this update 6 hours ago. So the Nem Burger launch in Australia. You're invited to the launch of Nem Burger this Friday at 6:30 p.m. at South Melbourne, Australia. So if you guys are in South Melbourne, Australia, definitely head over there and grab yourself a Nem Burger. So IOTA is also in the news today, and as you can see, I've also mentioned that they're adding more players to their team to make their arsenal better. So welcome Mark to the IOTA Foundation. So Mark is a managing partner of this holdings company and a co-founder of the chairman of Exascale AI, so an artificial neural network. So I really want to see how IOTA is really going to progress further. It certainly looks like, they're partnering with Taiwan, they're signing all these partnerships, they're adding more people to their team. So I really want to see how this pans out and how IOTA really progresses in the future. Lisk also has this update around 52 minutes ago. We're so close. Let's get Lisk on bitindia.co. So I really want to see Lisk get on more exchanges, and if they can get on BitIndia, that is certainly a step in the right direction. Of course, as you guys know, the more ways that you can buy a token, the more exchanges it is on, the more easier and accessible, and the price goes up. And so I really want to see what Lisk is going to do. It certainly looks very promising for the future. But again, guys, this is just my personal opinion, and this is not financial advice by any means. And if you guys are new here, be sure to follow us on Twitter at altcoinbuzz.io. We're constantly posting updates on here. We're also on Instagram at altcoinbuzz, and we're constantly posting updates all over the place. We have a Telegram, a Discord, we even have a podcast on iTunes. So I'll leave a link to everything linked below. That way you can connect with us, join our communities, ask us questions. We'd really like to connect with you guys, hear what you guys have to say. And that is it today for the news, guys. If you guys are new here, make sure you press the subscribe button below. Turn on post notifications on all of our social medias as well as our YouTube videos. That way you are constantly up to date when we have any news or any new updates. And that is it today for the news, guys. I will catch you guys on the next video.